March 2nd, called The Incredible Sunday. I assume it's on Sunday night. They didn't choose me for this job because I didn't have both oars in the water. There are no splinters in the windmills of my mind. What's this boy's name? Oh, I'm just kidding. He's a good friend. John Davidson.
I said, hi, Pop.
Hi, Pop.
Did you hear that?
Aren't you cute?
Yeah, no, to me.
No,
Oh, to him. Well, that's better.
You said he was your father, lady. Thought it was your father. I thought there was sort of a clever way to greet him tonight.
Yes, it was. It's good to see you. I have not seen you for a while.
It's great to be back.
But I know you're going to be sitting in here during the Christmas week up through New Year's.
Thank you for that, by the way. We've
Thank
done
you for
several
doing it.
Christmases together.
I know you have.
I sat in for you and gave you your annual Christmas present, the bags and the road map, and sat in for you.
Say, get out of town, right?
On the first show, we're doing the same family thing that we did in other years. We have my mom and dad on, and my son is going to do a dramatic reading.
Sir, how old?
John is now almost 10, and Jennifer's 7, and my wife and I sing a duet, and we do the family scene.
That's what Christmas really is all about. Your dad, if I remember correctly, is a minister.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah. Were you brought up really strict?
My dad is a Northern Baptist. Southern Baptists don't dance or smoke, or I don't know whether they used to or whatever. Northern Baptists dance and smoke at the same time. But the interesting thing, now, I was talking to my dad about this the other day. Do you know why we celebrate Christmas on December the 25th?
I suppose it's an arbitrary date, because nobody knows for sure.
We don't know.
The birth date, obviously. The calendar's been changed over the years.
That's right.
A lot of people say that it was in April.
The actual birth.
The actual birth was in the spring.
Yeah, we have no way. Here was poverty-stricken, but Mary and Joseph were not wealthy, right? And they went out to a barn, and no one knows actually when Jesus was born. But interesting, I know why it was December the 25th. Around that time of year, there were several holidays. There was January 6th, was a celebration in Italy to celebrate the fairy Bifanius. Bifanius would put gifts in stockings for kids on January the 6th. For some reason. It was a festival for the fairy Bifanius, who was a fairy, that they would put gifts in stockings. Also at that time, there was a celebration around the 25th.
I know that one.
Which one?
Murray's birthday.
No. It was for the god, Mythia, who was the sun god, you see. And the reason for celebrating the sun, this is what's interesting.
Well, we'll be the judge of that.
Now, the winter solstice is on December the 21st. Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
There's a summer solstice and a winter solstice. The solstice is when the sun, if you took a sextant and shot the sun every day at noon, if you took a reading on where the sun was, it would be more in the southern hemisphere right now, and we in the northern hemisphere have our shortest day on December the 21st. In pagan times, the primitive man would celebrate the fact that the sun was not going to go away, because they thought by the 21st days kept getting shorter and shorter and shorter. Finally, on the 22nd, the sun was there longer, and they would celebrate the fact the sun wasn't going to leave totally.
Right.
So they would praise the god Mythia. And Jesus was called the light of the world, and so he took on that holiday, you see?
Right.
You would find out where the angle of the sun was. You would find out where its declination was. You see, the sun is in the southern hemisphere in the winter and the northern hemisphere in the summer. That's why we have summer. And if you took a gnomon and set it perpendicular, which is what a gnomon is, and you would shoot the sun. If you drew a line from the sun's declination passing through its azimuth into the center of the earth.
Axis or azimuth?
Azimuth.
Oh, I see.
Through the gnomon, you could tell where the sun was for that time.
Through the gnomon.
A gnomon is a perpendicular instrument, which is astronomical. Don't you study stars?
Like an old astrolabe?
Yes. Yeah.
Similar to that?
No, it's actually a straight stick.
Right.
This could be a gnomon.
Well, why didn't you just say a straight stick? I mean, these people are trying to learn something, and you say they took a gnomon. I saw lots of people turn at you and say, what's a gnomon? While they were doing that, you missed most of the explanation, because these people, if you'd have just said you took a stick We can relate to that. But, you know, when you have to bring in gnomons and write declination and ascension...
You have to challenge people. If you're not sagacious, then,
That's right. One has to be sagacious.
Right. So that's my word of wisdom. And now, do you also know that Christmas cards only came into use in the late 19th century? We didn't send cards before that. That's a new thing.
They used to exchange gnomons.
Something else. No. You would never give away your gnomon. It could save your life.
That's a fact. That's fine. How did that come about, John, exchanging Christmas cards?
I don't know. No, I'll tell you. One thing that you said
you were really very well versed in this.
Oh, no, I looked this up last night.
Oh, no, I see. You brought all this heavy stuff in.
One more thing. You said Christmas, we're celebrating the 2000th celebration of Christmas.
No,
it is
I didn't
true
say
that. Of Jesus' birthday? Did you say that?
No, I said almost 2,000 years ago.
Well, it's not even close. Because... I feel like...
Actually, he was born in 6 B.C.
No. He was born in Zip B.C. Just Zip B.C. That's why they call it B.C., before Christ, and
I understand
A.D. after...
But historians, theologians think he was born 6 years before that actual date, before they started to use Christ as the Christian for calendar purposes.
Interesting fact. This will astound you.
Did you know that? 6 B.C.
6 B.C.
Right, 6 years before.
I didn't know that.
Well?
But then you didn't know what a gnomon was.
I knew what it was. I didn't care what it was.
By the way, wait. Don't encourage him.
So you're bringing up something else about Christmas cards.
Yes, just one more. Forget Christmas cards. That didn't go anywhere.
It certainly didn't.
In the year 300, Christmas was celebrated for the first time on any date. It was not celebrated till 300 years after the birth of Jesus. Okay? Isn't that amazing?
Who decided that that should be a holiday?
Bruce Johnson. Who knows? I don't know.
Bruce Johnson?
I made up a name. I don't know. How can you ask me who first decided that in 300 B? I don't know everything.
Only Murray the Tardy. It took him 300 years to decide. Well, that's very interesting. Facts on...
Isn't it? I bet many people think that Jesus was actually born on December the 25th. He wasn't.
Probably. You know? Well, calendars have changed. You know, there's the
another.
Caesarean calendar, and there's the Gregorian calendar.
That's right.
So they were all changed, and it's an arbitrary date.
But it's all based on the vernal equinox and the octurnal. What's the opposite of vernal equinox? That's when the sun passes the equator on its way into the southern hemisphere.
The autumnal?
The autumnal.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Here's your gnomon. We'll be right back after this. I have an answer to your question. I wish I'd have thought of it. You mentioned that Christmas cards were not sent until 300 AD.
No, I didn't say that.
Well, the first time.
No, Christmas wasn't celebrated until then.
Well, that means they didn't send cards.
That's right.
Anyway, Bobby Quinn, our director, says the reason they didn't send Christmas cards till 300 AD was before that there weren't any mailmen.
I said they didn't send cards until the 19th century. That's what's amazing about it. Christmas cards are only 100 years old.
That's a good joke, anyway.